Extreme Kids and Crew provides play spaces for children with disabilities and their families. We try to focus on arts and play programming because that's how kids learn, that's how kids socialize, they build friendships, a place where siblings, whole family can come together, find support. You know, everybody right now is talking about healthcare and the lack of, options. And these are things that families have been talking about before this.
What you're picking up on is a bit of a theme that this time seems to be helping further what is already happening. People moving towards more remote working obviously has been a trend, but this is accelerated at speed.
We as an organization have always had that idea that we need to have an adaptable model and it needs to fit to the person and not just be rules for the sake of having rules, which makes sense considering the people who attend our programs also have various needs, desires, things we need to be able to work with so that they can have the same enjoyment. Of course, now our program staff are learning to work from home, and that's been the massive shift. YouTube has been blowing up over the last, 10, 15 years. So there are models of people doing these things and doing them extremely well, but our staff are not actors. They're not, this isn't what they do. And they're used to interacting with kids like right there on the floor, getting into it. So there's definitely been a shift and they've had to learn so much.
What have been the major bits of feedback you've had from the staff? Has there been any particular challenges that they're dealing with?
I'd say that the staff were really nervous, but they found that the kids were really engaged and excited to see each other again, and they were bored. They're just happy to have something to do, and it's interactive. So it wasn't just a video that we produced and then handed to them and said, watch. The class was supposed to go only for 30 minutes. And the kids wouldn't log off.
That's great.
So they stayed for like an hour and 20, I think. And the staff were just like so happy.
You approached us, I think, last week. So it's fairly recent. I think you've just started the trial. Okay. What do you want to use interactivity for? What's the thinking, I guess, behind exploring it? And I guess talk a little bit about what would be a good outcome.
We really want to maintain this community. Children with disabilities and their families are isolated quite often in society as it is. So it's really important to us that whatever content or programming we produce, however nice it looks on the outside, the point is that the families still feel like they can talk to each other, they can connect with us. Resources are being shared and there's that community still.
Some of these things a week in are practices that your team are learning about how they're going to teach, how they're going to facilitate, how they're going to work over video conferencing. When the time that we're in ends, and obviously we all hope that won't be too far away, what are some of the things that you're thinking may last beyond that period?
Two areas, I guess. One with programming. It would be great if we could offer some sort of digital programming that's just there and online. Or it's really expensive to have somebody in a room multiple days a week. Great, we want to stick with that, of course. But maybe parent seminars, we don't have to hire somebody to come in. We can do an interactive meeting, and with everybody being more used to this at this point, they may be more receptive to that. And I bet our attendance would go up for something like a parent seminar. They often have to get babysitting for, or it's late, or they're working. There's all these other very real hindrances. I also am really hopeful, and this is probably showing my overly positive feelings, but adults with disabilities are going to be hired more. We've all adapted right now to be able to work remotely. I'm hoping that continues after this. I know that our organization will be, but I'm hoping that opens up to a wider group because we all now know it's easy to do, or it's been done rather.